Eagle Fork Creek begins in the southern part of Leflore County and travels through the northern part of McCurtain County, Oklahoma. It is 12.5 miles in length and contains Class 2 and 3 rapids. The average gradient is 22 feet per mile. The maximum gradient is 50 feet per mile. The footage in this video was filmed at the Eagle Fork Bridge on Highway 259. The Eagle Fork Bridge on Highway 259 is located 37.1 miles north of the intersection of Highway 3 and Highway 259 in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. The creek contains braided channels, many with rocky shoals, some very narrow with blind turns and overhanging trees. Other sections are characterized by wide pools ending with ledge drops and waterfalls. Unless you are quite familiar with this stream at many different levels, you never quite know what to expect around the next bend. This is a first-class stream reminiscent of Colorado or other places out west. This stream is alternately known as Big Eagle Creek. Fed by runoff from the Kiamishi Mountains, Eagle Fork Creek is only runnable after recent local rainfall. At normal flows, the stream is a beautiful emerald green, while high water levels typical of recent heavy rains will tint it brown a bit, but it rarely stays that way for long. At normal water levels, the creek is runnable by almost anybody with basic experience, but higher flows require at least some good intermediate whitewater skills. Because of the remote nature of the stream, it's not a good idea for newbies to try this one unless they're accompanied by a group with strong paddling skills, and this is especially true when the water is at higher levels. There are 2 low-head dams that must be portaged to avoid a death sentence. Both come shortly after the put-in at the low water bridge number 1 off Highway 259 above Octavia, Oklahoma. The creek is a beautiful stream fed by many waterfalls along the banks, rocky terrain with high bluffs all around, and rolling hills typical of southeastern Oklahoma. Access is very good, and shuttles are relatively easy, as this stretch for the most part roughly parallels U.S. Highway 259, except for one section that reaches west near Octavia, which is easily accessed via State Highway 144. Primitive camping is available nearby in the Ouachita National Forest. However, no U.S. Forest Service land is immediately adjacent to the creek. The creek is bounded by mostly private land, and permits are not required to run this creek or use the access points. The stream can be divided into basically 3 sections. The first section is the first 3.5 miles of the stream and has a gradient of 35 feet per mile. The second section is a length of 4.5 miles and has a gradient of 25 feet per mile. The second section also contains a 5-foot waterfall. The third section is 4.5 miles in length and has a gradient averaging 15 feet per mile. The entire run is a twisting channel with blind turns flowing through rocky shoals and ledges. At normal water levels, most of the rapids are straightforward Class 2, some Class 2 plus, and a couple of 3s. Some of the ledge drops, however, will have some grabby holes at the bottom waiting for you. Taking the time to scout these ledge drops is always a wise decision. Most can be scouted from the boat, but there are a few that may deserve a little bank scouting, especially when the water is at higher levels. Strainers are generally not a huge problem, but a few do crop up from time to time, especially in the braided channel sections. This stream is only runnable after recent heavy rains. Look for about 1.5 inches plus of rainfall in the area. Also, if the Glover and Upper Mountain Fork are both running at higher levels, Eagle Fork may be running. Visuals are definitely necessary here though. This creek should hold good runnable levels for 2 to 3 days minimum after substantial rainfall. For section 1, water running 1 foot over the low water bridge number 1, which is the first put in, will make a good run. 2 foot over is considered high water.
you.